The 28-day conversion window is back. Now, probably a very, very large percentage of you have no idea what I'm talking about, but this video is very important and you are definitely going to want to tune in because if you run any kind of purchase campaigns or will be running any kind of purchase campaigns, this is going to have a huge, huge impact in the data that's available to you inside of your Facebook Ads Manager. So definitely watch until the end. What's up, everybody? Alvaro here from Alvaro Bayers Digital, and today we're talking about the 28-day attribution window. Now, before I dive in and share my screen and show you how to take advantage of this, let me first walk you through what this is and the history behind it. So the 28-day attribution window used to show you data of people who would take action, who interacted with your Facebook ads within a 28-day window. Meaning, if someone clicked on your ad on day 1, but they didn't buy your product on day 15, that purchase would actually still show inside of your Facebook Ads Manager when they eventually bought. Because if they clicked on your ad, clearly that had some sort of impact in their decision-making process. Maybe it was the very first interaction that they had, or maybe it was even the last interaction they had. But purchase decisions aren't always impulsive, meaning people need time in order to decide on whether or not they want to buy a certain product. So they may have seen your ad, clicked on it, seen your sales page, and then just kind of left it there in their browser, so to speak, until 15, 20 days later. And then they finally decided to pull the trigger and purchase your product. So there's a lot of reasons why people might delay their purchase, right? We're also very busy. We get distracted. Someone knocked on the door, the baby's crying, whatever it might be. A lot of things can take you away, which is why it's important to be able to see this picture of like who is buying and when, because some people, maybe even the majority, yes, they're going to buy within the very first day of seeing your ad, but a lot of people, they're going to buy later, right? And so after the iOS 14.5 updates, Facebook did this whole sweeping change where one of the things they got rid of was the 28-day attribution window. Supposedly this was for privacy reasons. I never really understood what that had to do with privacy. I mean, if someone buys on day 1 versus day 25, how on earth is that an invasion of their personal privacy? At the end of the day, I'm running ads. I need to see what impact my ads are having. You know, the day that someone buys them on, I don't see how that's an invasion of privacy. I think what ended up happening is that Facebook, it was in a moment, if you recall, where there was a lot of pressure on them from the media that they were being too invasive with their data. And so they kind of did a huge pullback, and now they're essentially doing a correction, being, okay, cool, well, maybe some of those things that we implemented, they weren't necessary. We were panicking. We were trying to appease the people at B. So, that's maybe why they ended up doing it. But thankfully, they brought it back. And like I said, this is especially important if you are running a purchase campaign. If you're running only lead generation campaigns, this is really not going to have a big impact. I mean, 99% of people who opt into something that's free will opt in on the very first day. But anyway, after they got rid of it, we were only left with 2 attribution windows, the 1-day attribution window or the 7-day attribution window. Meaning, if anyone bought your product after 7 days, if they bought it on days 8, 9, or 10, or anything after that, it was impossible for you to see that data inside of Facebook Ads Manager in a post iOS 14.5 world, which again, that made it very difficult to really see the true impact of your Facebook ads. But now there's reports that where they've brought it back and you can check it. And this is regardless of whether you have selected the 1-day or the 7-day attribution setting in your campaign. If you recall, this is done at the ad set level. And really, for the vast majority of circumstances, I actually do recommend the 1-day attribution window because I see a lot better performance compared to the 7-day attribution window. That also has a lot to do with what price point you're shopping at, right? If it's a low ticket item, definitely I recommend the 1-day attribution window. If it's a high ticket item in the thousands of dollars, then obviously the 7-day attribution window would be better in that case. But regardless of what attribution window you actually choose, you can still look at the 28-day attribution window and see the differences in your ads and what impact, if anything, it has on people in terms of waiting a little bit longer in terms of purchasing your product. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen and I will show you where you can access this super valuable data. All right, so here we are inside of the Facebook Ads Manager interface, and I'm looking at the data of a campaign for a $19 product. So the default setting that was used for this campaign was the 1-day attribution window because that is my recommendation for something priced at $19. Typically, kind of my general rule of thumb with some exceptions, if it's under $50, I do the 1-day attribution window. And if it's above $50 than I do the 7-day attribution window. So when you look at this data for the $19 product in this month, right, 336 units were sold at 1835, so just under the break even. But since we're using the 1-day attribution window, it's only showing me the people who purchased the same day that they clicked on the ad. So today's a Monday, right? They had to have clicked on today, the ad today, and bought today. If they buy tomorrow, it won't show that. If you're on the 7-day attribution window, it will show you the purchases for the following 7 days. But again, as I've said in the past, the 7-day attribution window, it just doesn't perform as well in my experience as the 1-day in terms of getting the highest volume of purchases. So that's why I still recommend the one. But it's still difficult because I know for a fact that not everyone's going to be buying on that same day. So I know for a fact that this right here is not an accurate number. But now I can get a much better picture of what the actual true number is. So what you want to do is you want to click on your columns drop down menu right here. And then here at the bottom, there's this compare attribution settings. Go ahead and click on that. And then here they are, right? I can choose the 1-day view, the 1-day click, the 7-day click, or the 28-day click. So previously the 28-day click was the default setting, right? You could always see that, and then they got rid of it, but now they've thankfully brought it back. So let's actually go to the 7-day click. Because remember, I'm on a 1-day click attribution setting in the current campaign setting. So let me go ahead and click on that. And then right here, I can already see the difference. So in the 1-day, I'm showing 336 purchases, but in the 7-day, it's actually 387 purchases. That brings down the cost per purchase to $15.93. So a much more attractive cost per purchase on this $19 product. But now let's go to the 28-day attribution window. Go ahead and click on that. And you can actually select all of these at the same time, but just to kind of keep it clean right now, let me just go with the 28-day. And look at the difference right here. 336 purchases of people who bought the day of. But when we factor in people who bought in for the life cycle of 28 days, it actually goes all the way up to 406. That drops the cost per purchase from $18 down to $15.19. So again, a much more attractive cost per purchase for this campaign. So that's a huge difference. As you can see, the vast majority of people do buy on that first day. I don't know in terms of percentages, but off the top of my head, but I mean, that looks like at least, 85% of people are buying the first day, but a good chunk of people are waiting. Because again, purchase decisions, sometimes people just need a little bit of time. It's not an impulse decision for everyone. They might see your ad and wait a couple days in order to make that final decision, and then they go ahead and purchase it. So now you can see the true impact over a 28-day cycle for your Facebook ad campaigns. And so you can use this information to see the true impact that your ads are having, the true impact of your return on ad spend, and whether or not your campaign is effective. All right, and there you have it. So hopefully now you can utilize this information to really see the true impact of your purchase campaigns. Remember, you can, potentially use this for your lead generation, but it's not going to make a huge difference. It's really for purchase campaigns. And you can see that Facebook ads, they're probably going to show way more purchases inside of your ads manager interface than it was previously. And again, that's a good thing because it's showing you the true impact that your ad dollars are having on people's purchase decisions. If you have any questions about this 28-day attribution window, how to utilize it, so on and so forth, as always, just let me know in the comments below. And if there's any of the other topics you would like for me to cover in the future, also let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.